It's like 7:30. It's still way too fucking hot. I was waiting for like the end of the day when I thought I would take the dogs out and let them play with the ball with me, ever hopeful. No, it's way, 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 way too hot for like playing or doing anything even remotely slightly fucking active. So instead I'm just gonna sit in the sunlight, which is pretty cool because it has taken me fucking hours to actually be able to move outside at all. I am so goddamn dissociated. Oh, my posture's like, it's such a weird like double thing. Like if I start to dissociate and leave my body ends up doing things without me conscious in it that are really uncomfortable, like hunching and compressing my lungs and my stomach and like all sorts of things that make it like really unappealing to sit and be in the body. So then, or like I'll be sitting in a position and I'll be really, like my leg will go numb and I won't notice. So then it's like the second I notice to come back to my body, immediately it feels unpleasant, or I'm like, oh, this is why. This is not why, but this is like one extra thing to avoid in here. Hey, I will find a way. I will find a way to like kick it around briefly. Go, settle. Go. Go. Go lie down and stuff. Or actually go eat all of the biscuits because there's tons. I'm giving them dinner outside, letting them scent trail it up because that's kind of more enrichment for them. I keep getting really scared she's going to come and jump at the trampoline because she's a fucking spaniel and that's exactly the sort of thing she'd do. It's fun. Good girl. Settle. Settle down for a bit, okay? Settle. Stay there. I'm trying to put like my body language, make it really obvious. Yeah, good girl. Let's chill. I leant backwards and she legitimately just has immediately got up. I knew I shouldn't have done that. Go settle. Go on. Go settle. They watch your body language so much. Yeah, there you go. See, there's treats. So much of the communication with dogs is actually non-verbal. I've just gotten into like a human habit of saying stuff out loud in English while I'm communicating non-verbally with them. A lot of the time I think it makes it look like we're having conversations and they understand. They probably do understand enough words in a sentence to like put two and two together, but mostly I think it's me directing with my body and them knowing what that means. They just respond and I love it. Okay. I can't fucking sit somewhere for 10 seconds without something going numb or dead. Okay, this is a bit better. Trampolines are good for like dissociating. I wish I had a swing set that I could actually sit on. I like spinny chairs too. Very much a mood. Very helpful movement in trauma recovery. I've been watching and processing more videos. I started to feel like really fucking overwhelmed. Alright, we were doing good. God, like we watched a couple of videos about processing the vlog we shared about Nan, and then I didn't really remember those, so I was like, okay, do I feel a pull towards watching them again and not remember them, or do I just feel like exhausted and kind of resistant? It's kind of both, which was really difficult to meet the needs of, and I paid attention and quietly like tried to feel what every part of me needed for a while. And we kind of discussed around, and I think watched bits of it back, shared it, and then realised that another part didn't feel ready for that, so privated it again. And that helped a bit, like communicating that we were the priority here. Discussion in my sub-sister, in all parts of, discussion between all parts of me is getting way more chill. It was very like, oh fuck man, now that I have a comparison, it was, or just imagine a bunch of people that are very traumatized and have very polarized views and safety needs to meet and are in survival mode the entire time. I get triggered very easily. It's like very life or death, like urgency in the discussion, and very black and white, and very like, okay, like negotiations often felt a bit like quick, fast-paced hostage negotiations rather than like a chill board meeting or something. And they're starting to change a bit, which is very cool. Like, fucking hell, that's a big difference. Where it now feels like parts of me kind of, like there's breathing time, a little bit of breathing room, and parts of me are like, maybe a bit tense, but like, kind of a little bit tense, but like, not feeling the rush and the panic set in. And are just like, I feel this and I need this, but there's like a bit more relaxation because I guess we know that we're going to meet everyone's needs and we're going to find compromises that work, and I guess there's trust in us. So it's like, stay there, do not jump up here. You'll hurt your foot. Boop. You stay there. And yeah, that's cool, that helps. So like, then we watched it back a little bit, and worked out we needed to process more with that. There's parts of me that want to be able to share the vlogs in order so that when we look back in the future it makes sense where we're at. But I think as long as we date them, they could be jumped around in a weird time jumble thing. That's still pretty accurate and pretty authentic for our experience of reality. I am processing those vlogs and going back and forth, and everything is a bit out of time. And also it's like there's memories from when we were like every single fucking age of our lives mixed in with every single day, so mixed in with the present, and yeah, trying to experience those things while being in the present, but obviously you get taken out of it every so often and stuff. So like the fact that it's in a jumbled order kind of makes sense to me. It still bothers some parts of me though, but that puts like an urgency on watching them back, and we can't do that because we have to watch them at a speed we can emotionally process, and we can't share them before all parts of us are ready. So we're either going to have spats of not sharing anything for a long time, which bothers other parts of me, or we're going to take our time to get round to watching things and processing them out of order or in order. But either way, it's like, these are the discussions and the sort of feeling it around to work out where is uncomfort, where is discomfort, where's it coming from, can we speak to the part holding it and work out what the need is and what the issue is. Feeling where I watch something back and feel not just relaxation at what we're seeing, but like more and more, as more and more parts get comfortable with what we're watching and we process it, we start to feel really amazed and like really fucking proud of what we've done. Like we can really see the amount of work. And then there's like a period of insecurities of like, wow, this is really very real. Is this too real to like have on the internet? We know what the internet's like, but then that still gets discussed here and there, finding a balance that's like comfortable for all of us. A lot of parts of us feel like it's not the done thing, which I think, I didn't mean to quote mark how you felt, sorry. I meant we've been taught to hide our emotions and not really publicise them a lot. So it could be that. So I was meaning to brackets the learning of it, not your thoughts. I did that really badly and I'm sorry. Thank you. And well done. I really appreciate you talking, answering, replying back. Hey, I think you actually might be finished with those lot of biscuits now, because you've come over. God knows you're not going to come over to me if there's one scrap of food left on that ground, are you, lab face? It's like feeding chickens. Alright. So, like, it's not okay, is how it feels to some parts of me. Emotions are, yeah, kept out of the public eye. But we're trying to find a balance where, like, well, what do we actually think? And how does it actually feel? Not, like, totally outright reject that or not, but just try and work out where it fits for us. And then other parts feel like, yeah, we want a world where people can have a space and where it can be the done thing to share this kind of stuff online and help each other through it, and see ways that it's been made easier by some people walking a similar path and maybe picking up tips that they've learned along their journeys. And I believe in that. A lot of parts of me do. And, like, walking the path, I guess, and having it be out there so that other people can walk it a bit easier. And just having society get more and more used to this sort of stuff be talked about and be public knowledge and unstigmatized, unashamed. But still, in a way, we're comfortable with what we're sharing, so it's finding the balance between all of those parts needs. Anyway, I am dissociated to the fucking skies because of watching back and having these discussions, and of course there's still fear and anxiety, which makes perfect sense because look at our lives, why wouldn't there be? So it's like, it's a lot. And we managed to clean the kitchen a bit and make a salad. And drink enough water and take vitamins. I'm really fucking proud of that. I even just did 3 minutes of jogging on the spot. Arguably because I needed something to get me out of shutdown, but that really fucking helped. And now vlogging because I started to get slightly fucking overwhelmed at processing this, because then we watched back, we wanted to know, some parts wanted to know which bits had been published, if we made the one that they felt uncomfortable with private. Now it was like, well, what is up there talking about this? And they were fucking amazing, brave little, all of us, brave fucking amazing people for being like, yep, okay, gonna watch that back, and then being like, yeah, that's like work we're really proud of, having been able to address and speak about. And yes, it's a little scary sharing it online, but like, we want to have that resiliency, and we kind of have that security that we'd be able to deal with like whatever comes of it being there, and building us up like that is important to us. Also, speaking about our story and our experiences and using our voice seems to do something to help move it through, as long as, like, sometimes just watching it, speaking it, and then watching it back. Sometimes sharing it publicly too, and I feel like they do different things. I have not worked that out. There's a multitude of stuff that helps us. Just trying to find out what helps for what balance of which things each part needs without it being too fast or too rushed for other parts. And I watched back the vlog where I just started to see the impacts of generational trauma on our family. So really big stuff. Really big, very unprocessed stuff. We haven't really brought it up to our therapist yet because it must be so painful that I'm completely detached from it, because I barely have memories of that time period usually, or like they're totally compartmentalized from day-to-day life. It's like so rare that I'll even think about them. So it's coming to the surface a bit more now, which is nice, and we're just trying to give it space however it comes to the surface. I'm sure we'll bring it up to our therapist when that feels right too. And then I started thinking about like, oh cool, how I'm never doing anything with the dogs. Well, that's clearly true, isn't it? And how I want to do that 30 days of canine science course, and I really fucking want to start doing it with them. It's just, it's takes me a little bit of a, it's going to take me a little while to be able to look at it without being triggered, and I don't want to start it if it's still like triggering, because that's so many things to work through. I can't guarantee that I could do it every day, and I would like to do it for the full 1 to 30 days in a row, although I'm already aware and have made peace with the fact that I may need to compensate and make allowances for our disabilities, so we may not end up doing it that way anyway. But I don't want the reason we can't to be just that it's still traumatizing me to do it. I want it to be like fun and a new way to connect with our dogs. That's what I want from it, not stress and perfectionism and trauma. So I'm going to work through the stress, perfectionism and trauma before I even start looking at it as a course. So there are parts of me like worried that something bad's going to happen to my dogs before I look at it, and I'll think, oh, I was just preparing to do this with them, so it's like preemptively don't connect and don't attach. And I'm just trying to work through that right now to a place of safety, to be able to open the website again, to start desensitizing myself to it again. Right now I haven't even opened it or worked with it. I'm just engaging with them and trying to notice and feel safe in the moments of connection that we have, just moment to moment, like meeting their eyes and understanding that they need water filling in their bowl, filling it and meeting their eyes, and like noticing that communication, that back and forth, noticing when they look at me because they've finished finding all the food off the floor and scattering more, you know, giving them their food scattered outside so we all get a bit of air and stuff to do, trying to notice moments of presence together and trying to start feeling safe in those. And then I think I will naturally want to build off that by being like, well, I want to do more things with them, so I don't need to rush or do anything right now, because I was feeling overwhelmed that like I've still got all these years of trauma and grief to process, and haven't even got to the grief and trauma was what I was thinking of, like seeing it chronologically. Like I've only watched this tiny vlog back from recent days processing this one thing, and it doesn't even mention half of the stuff that happened. But the thing is, I don't think it works like that. I think building resilience and a tolerance to experiencing emotions is like non-linear. So I think it's going to get easier as I go. Hey. Well, that feels a bit better. And then I was feeling like my whole life was wasting because of those two things. But then that was getting like psychological transference to all hell. And I was just watching the sunlight fade across the window, the houses, and being like, I'm wasting the entire day of sunlight, unable to move. Well, not the entire day because we were out earlier, but you know, trauma do be a bitch like that. There were some advantages to that dipped in. That was good. Elegant. Suave, right? There are some advantages to you being able to feel what I feel, hear what I think. There are lots. Namely, I don't have to give you any sort of encouragement or praise out loud. A little uncomfortable that you can immediately tell. So I don't have the choice to act like I'm not impressed by you, but I don't have to say it in any fucking language. That's kind of easier. I love that that's your plus side to it. One. I didn't say it was all awful. Just some. I'm not complaining. Okay.